In today's video,
we're going to talk to you about Pioneer's new flagship, DEH-X8800BHS. Whew, that's a mouthful. Stay tuned. So you guys asked for it? Probably not, but it's here. The brand new Pioneer flagship CD player. This guy's jammed packed full of fun and or excitement.
ooh,
I know, right? So we're going to open up and talk to you all about all the cool stuff it's got. So let's get to it. It has a power plug. It has a remote control. It has the new Bluetooth microphone. It has a bag of screws. It has the owner's manual. I'm guessing there's probably a warranty card in there too. A warranty card. A USB extension.
whoa.
Yeah, get ready for this. It's got one USB extension. You'll find out soon enough why.
The best of the best.
And it has the auto EQ mic. That's right, this has auto EQ built into it. It's really cool. You plug this into the front of the radio, put this where your head would be, and hit the magic button.
Yay!
But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's go ahead and show you what's on the back of this bad boy. So the one cool feature about this is it does have a USB on the back. So this unit actually has two USBs. So for all you guys out there that don't like plugging the thumb drives in the front of the radio, this comes with the USB on the back. That's why it comes with that 5-foot extension cable, so you can run it over to your glove box, center console, or any other place you want. You have the antenna input. You have the SiriusXM input, which is for the SXV
300.
300, yes, good call. It's not just a movie. You have the power plug input. Over on this side, you have the rear RCA, the front RCA, and the subwoofer RCA. Now, there again, this is a 6-channel 4-volt output. So this guy is packed full of awesomeness. You have the steering wheel control input. You have the Bluetooth microphone input. Let's turn it around and take a look at the front. Alright, so when the unit first powers up, it's going to ask you to set the clock. You can easily turn the dial here, press enter, adjust your minutes, press enter. Now it's going to ask you about speaker mode. New this year is the full NEX audio pack, and with that comes the ability to do standard mode or network mode. Now if you'd like to learn more about network mode, check out our video on how to do network mode on the DEH radio. For 99.9% of you, you're going to want standard mode, which is front rear sub. So go ahead and click enter, click yes again, and boom, you're into the basics of the radio. Now this particular guy has 2 lines of text. So we turn the unit on. You have information that can be displayed up top here as well as down below. It's going to have 10 level brightness control. It does come default all the way up. It has dimmer control, so you can set the dimmer to where it will dim automatically if you have an orange-white wire hooked up. You can set it for a clock. It also has 210 different color variations for the color of the radio, and that is split into 2 zones. So you have the buttons as well as the screen. So if you hit enter, go to menu, go to illumination, hit enter, select color, select key color. You can adjust your key colors, which are over here, and this guy here, and the door for the USB. Hit enter. Then you can select this display color. So you can pick any color you want. Just leave it on white for now. Click enter. And then this is also where you're going to find your dimmer control settings as well as your brightness. Now, in case you hadn't heard, this is a CD player, but it's got a ton of other sources. As we said already, it's got 2 USBs. This is where the second one will be located, along with your auxiliary input.
Yeah.
Okay. It can do Spotify control as well as Pandora control, which we'll show you in a second, and has an HD tuner built into it.
Ooh.
Yes, right? What's the HD tuner for?
It's better sound quality.
On
2
your
station in 1.
Yeah, on FM.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and let's show you that. we'll go ahead and tune into a station, which is done right here. Now, you can change the display simply by hitting this guy here. You display your frequency, your clock, speaker analyzer, which is just going to be this guy here, these little bouncing lights, broadcast information, track info, as well as frequency. So what we want to do is we leave it on frequency. If you notice, we have FM1, we have HD, we have the channel, and we have D, which is digital, and 1. So that allows us, if we hit track up, it's going to switch to D2. It means we have a totally different station now. If we want to make it a preset, we can press and hold. Now we have preset 2. So we can go, and then when we hit preset 2, it's going to say linking, which is it just going to digital, and then boom, we're listening to preset 2, which is the HD channel. So this does have Pandora as well as Spotify control. Now, because it has a front USB as well as a rear USB, to do Apple, Spotify, and Pandora, you do have to plug in the USB. Android will do it over the air, but you do have to tell it what USB you plan on using. So what you want to do is hold the SRC button, get into the menu, go to Initial, scroll until it says Active USB, select Rear or Front. So if you're not going to use the front USB for anything other than, let's say, charge, go ahead and select Rear, click Enter, and then Source, and this will give you your Spotify control. If you hit it again, you get your app, which is for the ARC control app, which we'll show you in a minute. You have your aux, Bluetooth audio, HD, Pandora, and Spotify. The USB can also be controlled for playing back FLAC files.
Okay.
That's new this year. Pretty much all the radios will play FLAC through a thumb drive. So that's how that's done. Let's talk about Bluetooth.
Yes, sir.
Bluetooth is very important. This phone has awesome Bluetooth for both calls and music.
Okay.
Let's talk about calls for a minute. One of the things that makes this radio really nice is it has what's called dual phone pairing.
So I can pair my phone too?
Yeah, so we can have both phones paired.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. How exciting. Let me show you that real quick and how easy it is to switch between the two. Alright, so it's real easy to switch. Just select the phone icon. It's going to call it Mr. White, which is mine. Hit it again. It's going to call it Nando13, which is Nando's. Now we can scroll between either one's phone book as well as play music off of either one's phone. So this is very useful if you have a work where you require two phones, or somebody else is in the car, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever turns you on, and you have both phones paired. If the phone rings, either one of the phones, it'll automatically ring through the radio, so there's no switching or anything that's necessary. If you want to play like Pandora off of somebody else's library or whatnot, so you can switch between your music sources and your phone sources. Mm-hmm. It's pretty cool. You don't actually have to use a phone either. You can do it off of any device with Bluetooth. So if you have, let's say, an iPod Touch, that will work too for music. Bluetooth calling has what's called wideband speech recognition, which means it has double the bandwidth as it has had previously.
Okay.
So they say AM versus FM. It sounds like FM now, or before it sounded like AM. One other really nice feature built into the Bluetooth calling is Sirius Free. Sirius Free allows you to use your iPhone to do things like make and receive text messages, phone calls, emails, or just check out what's going on around the world. So let's give you a quick demo of that. What's the weather like in California?
Weather for Sacramento, California coming up. The weather's looking good for Sacramento, California today. Up to 77 degrees and partly sunny. The weather looks pretty mixed tomorrow through June 23rd, 2016, with temperatures ranging from 50 degrees to 106 degrees.
Well, there you go. She can do all kinds of neat stuff for you.
California.
Check the weather. Who knows? She'll also make and receive calls for you. Now, if you have an Android guy, if you're
an Android guy.
So, if you're an Android guy, no big deal. You guys still have a feature like Siri. It just comes deactivated on the phone and you have to select it. If you go ahead and select it, you'll get the same feature as we just got already turned on with Siri. So as we mentioned, this has that cool auto EQ mic. And the reason why it has it is because this has the same audio pack that comes in the NEX radios. So let's go ahead and take a look at the new audio pack and see how cool it is. So to get to your EQ, go ahead and hit the silver button. Turn the dial until it says audio. Hit enter. Now new this year, you get a 13-band EQ with your 5 presets of super bass, powerful, natural, vocal, custom 1, and custom 2. If you're in custom 1 or custom 2 and you hit enter, it'll go ahead and take you to your EQ. You can adjust the volume simply by clicking on it. You also have balance and fader, subwoofer on and off, subwoofer phase, subwoofer level, which is located here in the speaker level. Now you also have control for each speaker. So you can adjust the volume for front left, front right, rear left, and rear right. And the reason why you want to do that is because this particular unit now has position. So you can go in and you can select what position and where you're seated. So let's say you're seated at the front left. We'll click enter. Now once you've done that, you also get time alignment. So you can go and select custom. And what this will allow you to do is put in a measurement of distance between your head and that particular speaker. So if your front left speaker is 47 inches away, you're golden. More than likely it's not. So you go ahead and click enter. You can adjust the distance simply by turning the dial. And then you can go back to that volume, click enter, and you'll see that it has gone ahead and adjusted the volume for you. Now, this isn't always accurate, so you can go in and you can adjust that volume to give yourself a better surround effect. We'll go ahead and get out of that. Next is crossover. You have a front crossover and a rear crossover as well as sub crossover. You can adjust the frequency. Go ahead and turn it on. And then it'll do 50, 63, 80, 100, 125, 160, 200. And then you have your slope, which will do 6, 12, 18, and 24 dB per octave slope. Next you have your auto EQ. We'll get to that in a second. Save settings. Save settings are really handy. Once you've gone ahead and set this whole unit up and got it sounding amazing, go ahead and go into save settings and click yes. And what that'll do is that way all your settings are now in the radio. If you disconnect the battery, you're not going to lose them. So you won't lose all that time that you've put into it. You have bass boost. You have loudness. You have 3-step loudness, low, medium, or high. You have auto level control, which is for your recorded media. So you can choose if you want it all to play at the same level. Source level adjust. This allows you to go in and adjust the source level. So if your phone is lower than your FM, you can go in and you can boost up the level of your phone or whatever device you're plugging into it. And it rotates back to EQ settings. To use the auto EQ mic, go ahead and plug it into the auxiliary. You're going to want to put the microphone where your head is. So use some form of a tripod or rig something up so this sits basically where your head is. If you're going for that, unless you want to do it in the center of the car somewhere, that's your choice. Put the unit in standby. That's real simple. Go ahead and hold the SRC button until the clock is displayed. Hit the silver button to go into the menu. Scroll until it says initial, and then it says auto TA and EQ. That's auto time alignment and equalization. Click enter. Now you're going to want to choose your positioning. Front left, front right. Click enter. Connect mic. Click enter. Click yes. And now it's you're gonna shut the doors and get away from it. It's gonna do all this neat little click, click, tuck, tuck, hiss, hiss, and set up the time correction as well as the equalization. Now once it's gone ahead and done the auto EQ, you can turn that auto EQ off in the EQ settings, so whether you like it or not. You can also adjust it and or restore it. So, you know, it's not always perfect. Most of the time it's pretty dang close though. So the other thing that we had talked about these have is the new ARC app. So let's talk about the ARC app, and then we'll go into a few more internal settings, and then we'll wrap it up. Yay, it's like school. So ARC is a new app that you can download through your phone, and it plays through the USB cable. Now, Android and iPhone both have different capabilities, and also depending on what Android phone you have, you're going to have different capabilities there as well. For this demo, we're using the iPhone, which does have full control. So what you'll see right now is your AM, FM is up. Here's your presets. If you swipe down, you can see your other presets. If you swipe up, it's going to allow you to choose your source. For right now, we'll just stick on HD. If you come over here and select this is going to get you into the nuts and bolts of the radio, the settings. But what's important are these things right here. What's important are these settings right here, audio and illumination. So if you select audio, this is going to take you to all those things we were just talking about in the EQ. You now have a visual representation of them. You have your presets right here, as well as you can go in and adjust whichever EQ setting you like. You can come over here and you can turn on and off the subwoofer. You can adjust your phase. You can adjust your subwoofer level control. You can adjust the bass boost. You can adjust your automatic level control in off modes 1, 2, 1 and 2. You can select your balance and fader. And you can just hit the button and it'll take it back. And then you can come into advanced settings. Advanced settings are really nice. What this allows you to do is adjust everything for each speaker. So first off, you can pick your time correction. You can come over here, turn it off. Tell it where you're sitting. And then if you tap the speaker, you can come over and adjust the speaker level, up or down. You can adjust your high pass filter. First off, you can turn it on or off. As you'll notice up here, you get a graphical representation of that. You can adjust your frequency. You can adjust your slope. If you'll notice, the line gets steeper. So if you're at 6, this is basically showing you your roll off. And then you can adjust how far your head is away from the speaker. When you're done, you just click the back arrow. Sorry, when you're done, you can move on to any other ones. So you can do your subwoofer, do the passenger front, and of course all your rears. Then touch the back arrow. You can also come into your advanced settings to adjust your illumination. So from here, you can select a color. So you can adjust the display color, button color. You can do your custom colors. You can change your presets. You can change your source. So for example, you can select music. This will take you to your iPod's music library. If you scroll down, you come over to your playlists. It'll show you your playlist. You can pick a song that you like. If you'd like to go to the next song, just scroll, and there you go. Let's take a look at some of the other menu features that this radio has that you can turn on and off, or just some of the goofy things built into the menu that you might not use, but they're there. So let's wrap up with that. So let's go ahead and put the unit to sleep, holding the SRC button. And we'll get into the main menu. We'll go ahead and select System. This is where your clock is located, your beep on and off, information for your dot display. Now you can turn the auxiliary on or off. You can turn the Bluetooth on or off. You can turn Spotify on or off. You can clear your Bluetooth menu. You can check your phone connection. This is where you're going to decide whether you want to do Android wired or if you want to do Android wired or wireless. USB auto on. We'll back out of that. We'll go into initial. This is where your system updates are. Your active USB, like we showed you earlier. Rear speaker full range. You can actually use the deck power in this to power a small subwoofer. I don't recommend it, but you can do it. Your auto EQ, system updates, and then system reset. And what's really nice about system reset is after you're done screwing with the radio and doing all the cool things we have, go ahead and select that. Select yes. It's going to reset the system. Now when it's done resetting the system, it's going to be just brand new out-of-the-box settings, so like it's never been touched before. The clock will start to blink and everything will be erased and back to the zero. There'll be no Bluetooth phones, there'll be nothing. So it's a great thing to have if you've done like we've done when we've played with all the features on it and you just want to go back to normal and then turn on and off features that you like. Cool?
Yep, definitely.
Well,
so thank you for watching. You guys can find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.
And as usual, we really appreciate you guys. So if you like this video, please subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next time. Bye. Bye-bye. Arrivederci. See you later. Possible. Being right.